What's the status, 3?
I'm good, just making the world a better place, that's all.
Alright, I ain't gonna play no music today. No musico.
I just is it alright if I unmute my mic?
Yeah. I just wanted to do the intro, which was skipping.
Yeah. Feel good. Right. I'll try and up my spirits a bit.
There it is. Oh, I gotta, okay. Here's the eyeball. Where's the retina? So the retina is shit. Oh, way in the back. So the retina is the part that covers the eye. Okay. Huh. Interesting. I found this picture here. This one, and then I'm gonna download this one. Come on. This is the Amazon Queen, this picture here, and this chick was tall. Look, that's the Amazon Queen. It looks like a dude, right?
Yeah.
It's a guy. Look at her hands. It's like bigger than his shoulder.
She'd crush his head in her hand, throw it like a bloody
Right.
tennis ball.
Damn. Imagine she slapped him. Oh. Now this is my favorite right here, Dean.
Now that, yes.
I seen this on Mud Fossils. Long time ago. Years ago. I mean, man, I started watching Roger in like 2015, man.
Yeah.
And yeah. Now, I thought he was actually part of a university, but then I realized he called his channel Mud Fossil University to troll the actual universities because they won't look at his work because he got samples to prove that there's mud fossils everywhere and they don't want nothing to do with it because their whole paradigm will fall apart. But yeah, shout out to Roger from Mud Fossils. I might not agree with everything he says, but you know.
Yep, he's taught a lot of people a lot of stuff. Yep, that's a fact.
I didn't even know what a fossilized titan was until he started showing pictures of mountains and all this stuff, and I was like, interesting.
Yeah.
I was like, I never thought to take a mountain and turn it sideways and see a face. And I said, motherfucker. So I started looking at mountains in the area here, you know, and I would go online and look at the mountain ranges here, and I'm turning them sideways, and I'm like, there's a lot of, like, I watched this, I got their videos, I subbed to the channel, and it's this guy and his daughter, and they go into underground caverns, and they go deep under the earth, 2 miles, they're just crawling through water, and I told them, I said, you're inside of a titan. I mean, the inside looks like a fossilized body inside of one. And damn, did I send you the video on Telegram? If not, I'm gonna.
Yeah.
The stuff looks like it would be like, you know, them snots that hang down in like, they're so deep in the earth that you could see crystals and all this stuff. Like, when you shine the flashlight on the ground, all the stones lit up in the crystals, and you know, I'm gonna look for caves I
You know,
remember
they
going
mined
into
a
a
lot of that
cave.
stuff out, though. They've mined a lot of that stuff out, haven't they?
Oh, of course, of course. Um, you know, it's just interesting because the girl looks like she's maybe 13, 14, maybe 16, and
Yep.
she's just freaking going to town, diving into the water, going through little cracks, and loving it. And I said, man, fuck the shoulda, coulda, woulda. I think, man, if I had a father like that, but I could do it myself. I don't need a father to do any of that stuff. I would never go by myself because you never know what could happen.
Well, I'm one of those bloody daredevils, I guess, Chuck. Because, I remember years and years ago when I was a young fella, before I even bloody hooked up with any relationship or anything, I was just running around doing my own shit. And me and this joker and my other brother went for a swim up the not the Mai Tai, the Rewalker Valley, South Branch.
Yeah.
And the South Branch of the Rewalker River just comes straight out of the mountain. You can dive into the hole, and you can go up against the where it comes out of the rock wall, and the pressure is quite great. You have to really hang on to side of the rock to actually get through the hole. But it only goes a short distance, and then you go into this massive, great cavern. And I realized that that there was less pressure at the top side than there was on the bottom. And so I went up, and then I just popped my head up into a cavern. There was air in there. Got my breath, but I couldn't see a shit. But the noise of me in the water was like echoing all around it. And I thought, wow, it's quite big in here. And then I went, oi, and holy, it just about deafened me, the bloody reverb, And yeah, but he managed to go back there with a mate. We went back in and took flashlights with us, wrapped in plastic bags. And it was quite a big, it was like easily 40, 50 feet high and probably about 60 feet long, quite long. Yeah.
See this building?
Yeah.
Now, if you look down that road, way down there, I walk from that way up. But I forgot what this building right here used to be. But that building, that's the tallest one that has the thing. That's my favorite building. This is pictures from, I think, 1920s or 1890s. So I'm going to take a picture from the same spot, probably tomorrow or Friday. Sometime this week, I'm going to take a picture from the same spot this picture is, and I'm going to line them up and show what 100 years what has changed. Because I don't think it's the same. It might be.
Is the one that's closest, like the big tall one to the right of the spire one? Is that red bricks? Is that red bricks?
I think so, yeah. But the other building in the back, that shit's fucking brick and
stone.
Well, stone and marble. Granite,
right.
I mean.
Yeah. Granite, yeah.
And marble, and it has them expensive lights in there, chandeliers and all that. Yep. And
yeah, well,
the Capitol,
like
right here.
I mean,
which is like down the street.
Right.
And then not too far from this area, you got that building. It's all Hartford. The red and white bricks, which is the energy. And then downtown is, well, I changed the color of this, but this is the gate to that cemetery that was downtown.
Okay.
The old cemetery, the 17 and 1800s. Yeah,
That's beautiful work, isn't it? Craftsmanship.
yeah. I changed the color to this to make it look more. But yeah, this building I want to go look at too in person. This one right here. This is a church now, of course. But I mean,
Look at that window. Look at that bloody window in the middle in the front. And then you go down to the bottom one. There's something definitely under the ground there.
yeah, I see what you mean. For sure. This is near the you might be able to see the Connecticut River from the back. So, and I took all these pictures. I took that picture. No. This one I didn't take. I downloaded this one, but I took this picture. This picture. I took this picture. I took this picture. Where you see
there's even
Venus.
the core of the moon. Yeah, Venus and the moon.
Venus and the moon. That's about it. I have more, but I haven't pulled them up. I like this picture because it shows from micro to macro that we definitely live in a Peachtree dish. You know, to Titans, this would be a Peachtree dish. Titans would literally have to use a microscope to see us running around.
Yeah, like we have to view a micro dish, yeah.
And I like this picture because the center part, it looks like a beacon, right? That little mountain in the center reminds me of a pawn in a chessboard, but it also reminds me of a tower, like it's sending a signal to everywhere.
Yeah, well, New Zealand, the map they've got looking like New Zealand, and it looks nothing like the country we showed what it looks like.
This is my favorite screensaver right here. But look at this. This is all torn down. Remember I was telling you about the railroad tracks? I think this is Penn Station, but this is the back. Giants. This is for taller people. This thing's huge. And they tore this down, just like this building. I took these screenshots from Divergent because he had such good pictures. I don't know where he finds these with such good it's just a good picture. This one is the same thing but at nighttime. And then this picture here, Dean, it's gonna blow your mind. This is the back of the Crystal Palace. I don't know if you've ever seen the pictures of the old Crystal Palace in the US.
Oh, yeah,
But
I
look,
have. I mean,
see, there's no glass windows on this building. None. Zero. Think about that.
yeah,
None.
yeah, not a single one.
And this is another picture of it, but a different view. Look how, not one. I don't think snow. Yeah, I don't think fucking winter existed back in their days. I think winter was caused not just the Titan trees getting cut down fucked the weather up, but the other big trees are cut down. And then the war. You know, all these deserts is really deserted. Desert is deserted. All caused by bombs and war, which also fuck with the weather. Because there's an Indian chief said the what is that called? The dark days when the sun didn't come out for I forgot how long was because of a war, atomic war, direct energy weapons, and everyone starved and
Well,
Yeah.
I mean, everyone that had that was clear of heavy metals and all that might have starved. I think everybody that had heavy metals in them got fried, just like we would today.
What if that turns you to stone?
That's what
It
I think
cooks you from
happened,
the
Chuck.
inside out.
Yes, I
Because
really do.
listen, think about this. Think about a microwave, right? Microwave heats
Mm,
food up because of the water in the food. It excites the water molecules, right? It cooks from the
yes.
inside out. But
Yep.
if you put food in a microwave and you keep cooking it, it'll evaporate all the water, and what happens? It turns hard,
It gets
right?
as
Even
hard as
bread
a
will
rock.
turn hard as a
Yeah,
fucking rock. Any food,
exactly.
uh,
Any food.
spaghetti, anything, it'll turn hard. So maybe the giants, there was some cataclysm, and then they use microwave weapons, or they use micro. I don't know what happened, but yeah, I think microwave weapons was a big uh part. P specs. So, but I love this architecture. I could look at these pictures all day. I mean, that like you said, it's so intricate. Like, this stuff's
Almost,
amazing.
almost, almost like it was made by a machine. Yeah,
Yeah, probably.
like the 3D printing machines.
Just like this. But when I do a tour of this building, which I'm gonna do soon, maybe I was thinking maybe this weekend. I wanted to go hiking, but I'm just lazy. I ain't even gonna lie. But I really want to get a close up of this building because at the top where the gold is, there's these statues, and it's just so intricate. This building, in person, it's so much more. Uh, it's it's amazing.
Yeah, yeah, I know what you mean. I mean,
And
we have
I don't.
buildings here in New Zealand that I know they weren't built by the bloody people that were bloody trying to settle this land. No way.
But out of all the capitals in the whole country, this is one of the only ones I've seen like this. All the other capitals aren't as intricate as this one in Connecticut and Hartford. And I'm gonna try to find an exit way to go underground. I know I know there's got to be a train entrance or something underground because there's train tracks right next to the Capitol. You literally pull in on the train coming from New York City. It goes right by the Capitol right here to the right, and the train
Yeah.
station is right across the street from here. Yep, it's Amtrak and Metro North.
Well, I'm in a group in Telegram called Tartarian Mudblood and all that, and they show a lot of this stuff. And like they even show like pictures of old train tracks, and it's just it's to me, like you say. I mean, what are they telling us? We had no power when we came from nowhere, from the Crusades to build these massive buildings.
Joe King says,
Yeah.
"What's up, Dino?"
What's up? Well,
Joe
only the
King
bloody
said, "What's
sky.
up?"
Yeah, I know. Only the bloody sky. Oh dear. Ah, one trial after another. That's what life is. It's a trial.
Huh? Yep. Sucks. Life is like a box of chocolates. Life is like a box of dildos. How do you want to get fucked?
Yeah.
That's living in the system. Life's like a box of dildos. How do you want to get screwed today?
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's I'm a bit what do you call it, disappointed. A bit disappointed at the moment.
People want to come up, hit the link. This is an open panel. I know most people won't because they just don't. I got to start getting this verse together. I'm tired of waiting for people.
Yeah, if I find that picture of the giant, and you know, it's going to come up when I'm into my feed at some
Did
point.
I have it? Did I have it?
Yeah, you've had it. You've showed. I'm pretty sure you've showed it to me before. If it wasn't you, it was Phil. Somebody showed it to me.
Probably me. I probably have it in my laptop. But yeah, I have another song done this week. I know if I sent the beat to Sir Drop, he would write it right then and there. So I'm not worried about Sir Drop. I got to see what Frenchie Kush is. Let me send Frenchie Kush the link. See what's up. Man, they can't make any deals for their team. They're gonna have the worst team I've ever seen in my whole life. Not that it matters. Who cares? But what am I
What's
doing?
this?
Baseball.
Oh, okay.
Even though it's all rigged, I watch it just because it's something different, man. And I grew up playing baseball, so
Yeah, it was one of your games, your favorite games. That's what you like to do.
Yeah, I look at my pictures when I was in Little League and Megan League, and I said in high school, man, I should have not fucked up, and I would have been a millionaire playing baseball. Woulda, shoulda, coulda, woulda.
But would we have woken up? You know, when you got all that
Maybe
money,
not.
You know, when you got all that stuff, it's you tend to have so much in your life and be busy with it that I see a lot of why people don't wake up to these things or don't go and research this stuff. It's because they're too comfortable. Their lives are too comfortable. And when you've got a comfort, you can just look at that stuff and you say, "Oh no, whatever he's talking about," and they poo-poo it, But what I noted, I said this on one of my comments in the group I'm in Telegram, is that when the old world got locked down and everybody got shut inside, the first few days they had heaps to do and they cleaned up their house and they did all the research that they normally do. They looked into their businesses and they tried looking for ways to improve things. And then they got to the point where they had absolutely nothing to do because they'd done everything. And then they started watching some of the videos and things that other people were watching and talking about. And then they started to wake up. And I feel like to myself that the powers that be actually shot themselves in the foot because they locked them up for too long. And people started to look at things that they never had time to look at before. When you're working one job, two jobs, even three jobs to put rent and food and all that stuff on the table to make your family at least somewhat comfortable, you're so damn busy that you haven't got time to spend researching bloody, what is causing the problems in the world. What is real history and what is just his story. You know, all these things are put on the shelf when your life is that fucking busy. You haven't got time to fucking.
Yeah, I got booted
time to
out.
wipe your ass properly.
What position I played, Joe King? Well, I started at third base when I was in Little League, because there was Little League and Major League for Little League, believe it or not. From 10 and under or 11 and under, you played in the Little League, and then from 11 to 13, you played in the Major, because they had a Little League Rangers and a Major League Rangers. It's weird, but I started at third base because I love Wade Boggs, and then I wanted to play first base because of Mo Vaughn. Then I played the outfield here and there. Once in a while, they'll throw me on short. I never did catcher, but once I got to the Megan League, when I played for the Elks Club before high school, my coach seen how fast and hard I throw, and he was like, "Did you ever pitch?" And I said, "I can't pitch. I'll hit the batter." And he taught me how to aim and be in control. And I fell in love with being a pitcher, striking people out. And then I ended up getting locked up, doing them 2 years from 14 to 16, and ruined my career. But yeah, first base or pitcher would have been my positions. I was nasty at first base because I could stretch, and I'm a lefty. That a lefty's made for lefties are made for first base, and then being a lefty pitcher, that's rare. So, damn. Oh, okay. I was like, well,
I wouldn't
no.
want to be fuck that.
Look at this picture I just found, Dean. This is supposed to be from the Arctic, right? I forgot what they're trying to say this is from,
Isn't it? Oh,
but we all
okay.
know what this is from. Look at this is the skies in the Arctic right now. I just downloaded the picture. It was an article. Now we all know what this is really from. The metals in the sky. It ain't a tie-dye shirt, that's for sure. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's all the metals, and there's, I mean, smoke from volcanoes, any major eruption, tends to leave red skies. And, we get red skies here because of Australia's smoke, when they have fires. It's not that bloody far from here to Aussie.
Flora says, hi, Dean.
Hi, Flora. How are you? Yeah, when I look at the bloody world in a way, it's just like a bloody great prison sentence.
Yeah.
I've had enough of being in prison. Right.
I've had enough of life.
If I can't free my own life at the end of it, then what's the fucking point of being here? What's the point?
I'm ready to check out.
Yeah, I'm ready to check out.
I'm ready to check out like I bought something. It's time to return home.
People say, oh, you came here with a purpose to do stuff, and I know, I kind of feel like it's all my life I've waited till the moment where I get to now, and I've actually been able to let my voice be heard. But I joined I was writing letters to the editor before even computers were available about the problems in our country. Oh. And I fought the 1080 battle for bloody years before even groups started coming on Facebook. I didn't even know Facebook existed. When I went
What
to Australia, I just wasn't interested in the internet.
what did AK
Um,
do now, Flora? Sorry, Dean, go ahead. I just had to say that.
yeah. So yeah, I mean, 1080 in this country has devastated our bird population. They say that it's killed off all the pests and that, but they brought the bloody pests in, right? So I mean, what they bring the bloody pests in for? Just so they could bloody poison the shit out of everything and kill everything else off as well? Was that the purpose? I don't know, but it seems like it. I mean, hell, we had some of the beautifulest birds in the world. You could walk out the door every morning and the bird song was beautiful. Now it's silence. And people say, oh no, this is what it's always been like. No, they don't know because they weren't here then. They've only been born in the last bloody, since the 70s and 80s, most of them. So they don't even know about all that. They just think they know. They think they know that the history that was told to them is the truth. They don't even question it.
What's up, Flora?
How you guys doing?
Chilling. How are you
Hey,
doing?
Flora.
I forgot you and AK left Alaska.
Yeah, we came here on like the 15th or something like that. 13th.
How was Christmas away from home?
Shitty. Shitty
Yeah.
as fuck. I got a bunch of presents from his family, right? But he's not here. He hasn't been here for the last 4 days, 5 days.
What?
He decided to call the cops on himself, pretty much. He tried to
That's
say
weird.
that his mother stole coins that he put in his backpack that I just found actually earlier today. But he had some
What did they
warrants.
lock him up?
Huh?
They locked him up.
Yeah, he had warrants here in Tennessee.
Oh, well, at least he's getting rid of them. You know, if you got to do time, there's no choice but to do it now. I was on the run before for over a year. When I got caught, I'll tell you one thing,
like
it felt good.
2005, 2006, and 2007, I believe he was in trouble down here before he went up to Alaska.
I thought he did time in prison, 10 years.
That was up in Alaska. I don't know if that will count towards his good time down here or not. But I don't think so.
That's a long time, 10 years.
He was what we were planning on doing was spending Christmas with his family, letting him see him one more time just in case his grandparents die or whatever while he's in there, right? See his mom,
Yeah.
his sister and brother and his dad, all of them before going back up to Alaska, right? His dad paid for our fares down here.
He has a good family, shit.
Yeah, he paid for a lawyer, and that lawyer was $1,000. Yeah, just to look up some old court cases to see if he can get out early or not. You know.
Most likely they will, because he hasn't been. If he hasn't been arrested, and he stayed out of trouble, you know, it's been how many years?
We were talking about this for like days before we even left Alaska, right? And he's like, we all agreed that he would turn himself in after Christmas so he could get it done and over with and get his license down here. You know, so he has a license somewhere, right? And then go back to Alaska and be legal beagle and pay off his fines when we move up or go back to Alaska, But he didn't want to do that. He thought his mother. He insisted that his mother freaking took his gold coins that he took down here.
What?
Yeah. And you know how he said he was off of the drugs for a while?
Yeah.
He wasn't. He was doing them that whole time.
That sucks.
All the way up until we left. He was doing them.
Well, he'll be clean now.
Yeah. I'm just a little pissed off at him for doing this to me.
They letting you stay there at least, the family?
Yeah. His mom is awesome. She's a
That's
That's
good.
good. That's really good, Flora. Mm.
Yeah. Because you're far from home, man. Holy shit. I know you miss your father. I mean, not your father. Was that your... Yeah, that was your... No. The guy... Remember the guy that came on my live stream? That wasn't your
My
father. That was
uncle.
your uncle. Yeah. He was cool.
Oh yeah.
I
We haven't
want to
really
speak...
talked since, though.
I want to
Yeah.
speak to more native tribe people, because I don't like reading stuff on the internet from whoever writes it that's not native. I want to hear from. There's not many elders left either.
My uncle Willie wrote an autobiography about himself, how he grew up in the villages and whatnot, and going to a private school somewhere else from his village. I have yet to read it.
She's in Tennessee, Bex. Bex asked, "Where are you, Flora?"
I'm in Westmoreland, Tennessee, visiting Skylar's family.
That's crazy. 'Cause there's a couple other people that come on here that's in Tennessee, and then I watched this guy. His channel's Lockdown 23 and 1, and he moved to Tennessee from Virginia.
That first day we were here, oh my God. Going down the highway and then going up these damn hills and going back down them made me so sick.
Wow. You guys drove from Alaska or took a plane?
Took a plane. We
Oh.
left Anchorage International Airport about 9 o'clock. Arrived in Dallas, Texas at like 6:30. And then we had an hour and a half layover in Dallas. And then from Dallas, we came to Nashville, Tennessee, and was stuck on the plane for damn near 30 minutes because the stupid operators didn't know how to open the damn door to the airplane.
I would have said, "Let me do it. Step out of the way." Peace, Dominic.
And then we had to move doors because they couldn't open it. I'm like, you motherfuckers. And then we finally got off and found his dad.
I never been on a plane, ever.
First time in 23 years for me. Boy, was I nervous. I couldn't sleep for shit.
I'd rather take a train. I wouldn't mind taking a train from here all the way to Alaska, through Canada. That'd be dope. Probably cost like $2,000, if not more.
Especially with a window seat.
Yeah. Oh, it'll take a month. So what?
Hey, Dom.
Hey, Charles. Hey, Dean. Hey, Flora.
Hello, Dominic.
Well, look at it this way, Flora. He ain't doing that stuff. He's getting that out of the way. And maybe things will change when he comes out. they ain't gonna keep him for that long. You know, I would say the most 4 to 6 months. Probably not even that, considering if it's that old. Like I said, he hasn't got, because when I went on the run, it was over a year, and I was on 2 different probations in 2 different cities, and I had
That's how
2
it
years from each city, and they ran it concurrent. And then when I violated, they separated them again. So then I had 2 different warrants. So I ended up doing the 2 years. But what they
I'm
could
not
have did,
exactly sure what he did down here, but he got an absconding. And from what I've seen online, looking at his court case for his absconding, he has a minimum sentence of a year.
yeah, they probably ain't gonna give him that.
But he has court tomorrow morning, so we're gonna go to that.
I bet you he regrets fucking doing it that way. Ha ha! I'm gonna call the police on myself. Yeah, that's smart. He should have packed
Technically,
his
he was calling
suitcase.
it on his mother for stealing coins that he put in his backpack that he forgot.
Yeah.
Because he was
I
on
feel
the truck.
for him. I feel
Well,
for him.
I don't. If he was smart, he would have packed his suitcase. If anyone knows what that is, I would have packed my suitcase with a couple of stuff to get and brought at least a couple $100 for commissary.
He's in a county jail in
Yeah, that sucks.
yeah.
County's the worst. They don't give you nothing when you're in there.
So he was only able to bring his ID, and they took his cross necklace and ring that he had on him, and I took all the money because I didn't want him to try and spend it in there because it was gold and they're supposedly worth a couple dollars each.
Well, he's gonna need commissary because if not, he's gonna starve. Believe that one. You starve in
He
there.
was already starving himself.
Well, it's gonna be worse because that food is slop. There's no nutrients in that garbage. When I worked in the kitchen in county, the food would say not for human consumption. The vegetables and all that. And some of the food was cooked in the women's prison, and they would bag it up and bring it to all the prisons. But I don't know. Prison is just, I don't plan on ever going back there. Fuck that.
You won't have to worry
We're
about it.
we're already in a world prison. Why would we want to go into that?
Right? What were you gonna say, Flora? You're about to say something.
I don't think he's able to make phone calls right now because I put like $15 on his phone calls because I got money from my mom and a friend of mine, and he hasn't called me yet, and I think he's been giving them trouble, giving them attitude. He called me the night he was arrested, in the morning after he was arrested, but that was it. He still insisted that his mother took his coins. And I'm like, no, she didn't. You spent them. I thought he spent them, over here at this grocery store down the road.
MC Nemesis is here. We don't want no preaching today, Nemesis. I'm gonna open up a church, man. Yeah. And I'm gonna have to pay no taxes. and I'm just gonna make money. It's like the churches make billions of dollars.
So I don't know if I should be forgiving him for what he did to me or not. It's been stuck on my mind for the last 5 days. He almost killed my dog. Yeah, he almost killed my dog. How was your guys' Christmas?
Ah, we actually got invited out to dinner.
Yeah, I was
With
muted
Maureen,
this whole time.
with Maureen's
anyone hear-
family.
Did
Yeah, we had a
anyone
very
hear?
big feed. No, sorry, not to it. You know what?
No, go ahead,
We had
Dean. I'll wait till you're
big
done.
dinner. Or I was just gonna say that we went out to dinner and I drank a few. I haven't drunk in a long time, so I drank a few. Quite hungover the next day. Drinking a few, I mean, I only had 3 beers and a half a shot of pure whiskey, but it put me on the and it was a good time. It was a good time, I must admit. We all enjoyed ourselves. Yeah. Thank you very much, Flora. Thank you, Chuck.
Did anyone hear what I said about Nemesis? He says they won't let me up. Yeah, because every time you come up, you try to down people. We call the Satanists and all this bullshit. Nobody wants to play games. I know you want to argue and go back and forth about religion. I did that when I was 10 years old. I'm so elevated past that. Of course you don't remember us. It's that swizzle you're smoking. Anyway, Christmas sucked. I don't have no family. They're all dead. I didn't eat no dinner. Wasn't invited nowhere. And my cat died. And life sucks. And I smacked Jesus in the face. And I put him in a chokehold. And I took his crown, pawned it for $10.
Chuck, that was gold. Nah. You're stirring Nemesis up.
Yeah, I know, Nemesis. I know. He says He says I don't want to talk to you people. Well, you sure came up here 3 other times, and then you were trolling the other day. That's why you don't get let up anymore. It's because of shit like that. I'm not gonna let people up who down people and shit. Nobody wants to hear that. What is there to talk about religion and politics? They both suck. They're both slave systems. If you want to find God, or more or less the creator, look within yourself. Why do you need a book? Why do you need religion? What the fuck do people need politics for? It's what's kept us enslaved. When religion went around slaughtering my ancestors, called them witches and warlocks and hung my ancestors, all these religions, right? What makes them any better? Like, who are religious people to walk around and say they're more supreme and what they say is right?
Are you there, Dom?
Dom's here.
Yeah, I'm here, Dean.
You want me to let him up, Dom, so we could school him a little bit?
Oh, no, I'm not
Should
going to
we?
school. I don't school people, Charles.
I don't want to school him either.
If you want to entertain yourself with noise, you're on your own on that one, buddy.
No, that's why I didn't let him up. Because he starts off good. Nemesis will start off good. Peace Candy. And then
Peace Candy.
he works his way in. And when he, like, the last 3 times I let him up, he worked his way in. He was doing good. And then he waits for the perfect moment. And he starts with the religious shit. Start calling people Satanists and all that. Like, fuck Satan. Anyway, peace, Lonnie. Satan isn't even a real character.
Hey, Lonnie.
I mean, it's just a character to symbolize material light. One day we could have a battle, lyrically, Nemesis, so I could chew you up on the mic. Peace, Yolanda. So what's going on, Dom? What have you been up to?
I just had to do me and my wife had to do some errands. That was about it. My dad's birthday's coming up soon, so I went to order a cake for him. Outside
Did
of
you ever
that,
send them cards out?
they're coming out soon, buddy. That's a plan
All
for
right.
tomorrow. So
No rush. I was just wondering so I can
Mhm.
keep a lookout because people
Mhm.
steal mail in this building. I already told my mailman because I've ordered a lot of stuff, and I tell him if you don't see me here waiting, because I track my packages, he knows. He's like, "Oh no, I'll never leave the package. I'll bring it down to the post office. You come pick it up." I said, "Thank you," because I told him, I said, "There's drug addicts here that steal packages. They'll break into the mailbox at that too. They have." But long as that's why I like this new tracking number stuff because it avoids all that. How's the weather, Flora?
Compared to Alaska, warm.
No, in Tennessee. Is it nice
Warm.
over there?
Yeah. Compared to Alaska right now, it is like summer weather for me. No snow on the ground. It's awesome. And shitty at the same time.
Oh, did you see this, Dom? Let me see. I leave these pictures up. I just seen an article, Dom, and they said, I think it was saying this is natural. This was being seen in the Arctic, right? You're saying, oh, this is the new It ain't a tie-dye shirt. They said this is the new Aurora Borealis right here, right? This is the new Aurora Borealis. It's the artificial Aurora Borealis. That's all the metals. All the metals in the sky. It's disgusting.
Bloody disgusting.
Yep. People could think that's natural all they want.
They probably think it's, oh, look how beautiful the earth's changing. Oh, we're getting beautiful colors. They almost look like rainbows. Oh, we're going into a beautiful, magical time.
No, it's not fake, Candy. Because I've seen this type of stuff. Not this big, but I've seen small patches of it in the sky. When the sun would shine a certain way on the spray, it creates a rainbow from the metal particulates, and it's reflecting the light spectrum. I mean, considering the sun is pretty much either setting or rising here, that's why it's picking up the reds and the oranges. I don't know how green is in there. Maybe that's part of the Aurora Borealis.
Yeah, what's left of the natural part.
Yeah, right.
So why is that a bad thing? I'm just wondering, because I'm cross-relating it with what is a rainbow. Does it not give off the same kind of colors?
Well, the colors ain't bad or nothing. It's the metals that they're spraying is what's bad. That video I played of the guy explaining to drink more stuff with chlorophyll in it, because chlorophyll is one remedy that will actually pull the bad metals out of your body. Because you need some metals, but I don't think we need the stuff they're spraying. Maybe natural minerals from the earth, but
we definitely don't need aluminum in our system.
Yeah, I want to start drinking some good green juice. Maybe like green apples and kiwis, and what else is green? That's good.
If you can get spirulina, Chuck. Yeah.
How you spell that? Oh.
S-P. No, I have to write it out myself now. Let me get my pen.
Spirulina. I'll just spell it however. Spirulina. Okay. It's a plant.
Yeah, I think it comes from the sea. It's a plant and it grows in water anyway.
Like seaweed. What's seaweed? Dom, you know what seaweed is?
I think it's Spiralina. That's, I think it.
Peace, mind's eye. Oh, wow. Candy's in Oklahoma. You know what they say? Red in the morning, sailor's warning. Red at night, sailor's delight. Nemesis left. He's mad because I wouldn't let him up.
I'm pretty sure he'll find somewhere else. I'm pretty sure he'll find somewhere else to go.
Yeah, I don't want to talk religion and politics. We talk about that a lot, and I'm just tired of it. The only way that problem can be solved is when an individual decides to solve it. I'm tired
for
of
themselves.
Yeah, that's up to them. And I don't want to argue about stuff. I don't want to debate. I'm not a debater. I'm a conversator. I'm a debater. I don't want to argue.
Yeah, spirulina is probably one of the big ones. It's got a lot of chlorophyll in it. Probably bulk of it is chlorophyll. And if you read the bottles, it's a great way to detox. There's a lot of detoxing of particulates in your body that can be removed from spirulina.
Um, what was I gonna say? Damn it, Flora, do you guys have powwows in Alaska, where like your tribe they get together, and they like sell their beads and like moccasins?
Not too much
And,
in Alaska, no.
no.
There's a couple, but not very many. I mean, I know of one that's in Eklutna, which is like 40 miles or 30 miles outside of Anchorage.
Huh. What's the name of your tribe?
Inupiaq. It's a
What?
Nana Corporation.
How do you say that again?
Inupiaq.
I can't say that. I couldn't hear you too good, but I wanted to look in to the tribe and learn more. How long has your tribe like lived in Alaska? A long time. What's the tribe in Alaska that herds the reindeers? That's farther north, I know, real far north.
I don't remember.
I give them credit. Like to live in that cold all year round. Oh my God, I couldn't do it. I'm tired
There's
of Connecticut.
like 15 different tribes of Eskimo up there. Indian.
Huh.
I got a friend, Chuck, and he's doing like cold water bathing.
Yeah, I
And
heard that's good for pain.
he says what it does for him is that it's the shock that that goes into your body. It makes all your internal organs contract, and then you put yourself into some warm water, and so your body relaxes again, and then he jumps back into the cold, and it tightens his organs up inside again. Then he gets out, gets back into the warm, and it just says that constricting of those internal organs is what helps to keep them functioning properly. Because if your body organs are not, like moving as much as they used to, if you're not physically motivated to move around, if you don't keep your internal muscles working just as much as your your external muscles, then that they're going to shut down. They're just the same as everything. You've got to use it or lose it.
Somebody said, you got to exercise. He said your rights are like muscles. If you don't exercise them, they slowly go away. But unfortunately, the lady asked the cop, "Why did you slam me on my head?" And the cop said, "Because you didn't listen to what I said." Right? Like, man, where do these cops come from, man? Like, their IQ is like a cereal box. They had a video of a cop, Lackluster and James Freeman posted it today. They were driving down the street and he pulled up to a homeless lady and said, "Do you have change for $1?" And she goes, "No." And he goes, "How about some soda?" And he threw his whole soda on the lady, a cop, on camera. And they're driving around splashing people with water. And they fired the 2 cops, but the other 6 that were involved, or 5 or 4, they were playing the video of all this stuff at with the little convo with all the police, and they were all laughing together at the police station. But this is the type of world we live in. You give someone a badge and a gun and they think they're fucking King Kong. They think they're an emperor. You know, it'd be nice. Because it does say in law that if a cop is breaking the law, you could defend yourself. But we all knows what happened. We all know what will happen if we defend ourselves. Even though the cop's breaking the law and harming you, if you punch the cop, you're going to get shot. So, I guess those pigs will always win. Has anyone seen my new video? Who's that? Is that your new dog?
It's a Christmas present from Skylar's grandma.
He's doing a Harlem Shake. He's having a seizure. It's withdrawing.
So when I got the present, I had to somebody had put super glue where the batteries were, and I had to really use my muscles to open it. And then when I turned it on and changed the batteries, it scared the shit out of me. Made me jump like 2 feet in the air.
At least you had a good Christmas, though.
Yeah.
People should watch my new video I did. I took a song by Everlast. It's called The Culling, and I created my own visuals to go with the song. And I watched hours upon it. It's one of the videos I've been working on for a few months because I had to watch so many videos to find what I was looking for. A lot of direct energy weapon stuff in there.
Damn.
They'll probably copyright me because the song ain't mine.
Probably.
Oh, it's gonna be a fight.
They got that many.
Oh,
They got
wait.
that many. They got that many rules. We're breaking them. They're making new ones, and we're breaking them before we even know they were made.
Yeah. Problem. What is it? Problem, reaction, solution. That's why we got to be careful. All these channels that want to record the police, and now they're saying, "Oh, I can't do my investigation with you guys standing behind me." Right? They all have is a camera, and the cops are scared of someone with a camera. Now,
Yeah, because they're about to do something bad, I bet.
right? That's what I was gonna get to. So
the officer was gonna let me keep my weed that I had, right? Because he smelt it, and it's illegal here in Tennessee if none of us had warrants, right? But Skylar had warrants here in Tennessee.
yeah, but that's
So
nothing to do with
took it.
you.
He was
That
gonna let
sucks.
me flush it down the toilet.
Oh, fuck it. You might as well give it to him, let him do it. I mean, what the hell's the difference? They're just telling you one thing, and it's all getting rid of it. It's nothing about, you can keep it if he hasn't got a warrant. Oh shit, that's just another bloody have. Yeah.
I think, Candy, you could still have the videos up with copyright if you're monetized, but you just can't monetize it. You won't be able to make money off of it. So that's why, I just did it because it was a video I was working on, but for the most part, I'm gonna, hold on. There's somebody named AK that left a comment in one of my videos. And I was like, is this the real AK? He was saying, you can't fucking read or some shit. I don't know. I don't think it was the real AK.
How long ago was that?
Huh?
How long ago was that when that comment posted? On what video?
A few days ago.
He must have been coming down off of meth and coke really hard.
Damn.
'Cause
He's mixing
he-
that shit?
Yeah, he
I
was
never did
mixing it.
meth. Never.
He was mixing
That's-
it, and he was doing it up until we left Alaska.
Yeah.
And he was keeping it behind my back.
That's a
It got
shame.
so bad where when he was
That's
coming
dangerous.
When he
Because
was
meth
coming-
is potent. It's potent shit, man, from what I hear. And then you're mixing it with that coca. Man.
What I don't like about it, guys, is that you don't know what people are cutting it with these days.
Right.
People don't have any moral compass. They don't give a fuck what
No.
they're going to cut it with. They don't care how you get poisoned as long as they get their buck, right?
Yep.
He got so bad where he was losing shit all the time, misplacing it and blaming it on other people.
Uh-oh. A lot of people on meth do that, and crack and coke.
Paranoia.
It's all the same. Oh, mine's I did watch the video. Okay.
And he got so bad to where I had to leave him for 2 days before we left Alaska.
He was
And
wigging
I
out.
reached out to his family for help.
Why he was
I had
wigging out?
to. I had to because nobody up in Alaska wanted to help me. Help him get off of it, you know.
Yeah.
He told me he wanted to get off of it, you know. And he couldn't do it. He couldn't do it by himself.
I'm no better. You know, I'm not gonna down him. Like I had my years of doing ecstasy and drinking liquor. You know, I've had my days of doing partying here and there. So, and I'm pretty sure 80% of the people that come here have partied. Peace, Flat Earth Nation. You know, and people down people who, you know, some of the most intelligent people I've ever met in my life are drug addicts. Now, people have other addictions: money, sex, food, but you know, which is no different than drugs. That's their way to escape: chasing money, eating food, TV, video games. There's so many addictions. Religion. So
It's all an uphill
say-
battle. Doesn't matter which way you go.
sex.
See, what got to me the most was when I found out he was still doing it until we left.
I would have been like, you didn't offer me none?
I understand, Flora. It's
Well, like
It
I
made
said,
me wanna
Flora,
start
he ain't getting
drinking.
high now. He ain't getting high now, so this could be a blessing for him doing that, you know?
It's
It
a blessing
could-
in disguise, yeah.
Especially if he does 6 months, he'll be all cleaned out and he'll be more focused when he comes out. Because I remember when I went to prison, well, county, by the time I left county to go off the way to transfer to a prison after sentencing, I was already cleaned out from doing Percocets, and I wasn't heavy. I would only do Percocets on the weekend and drink when I had my days off, and I drank more than I would do perks. That was like once in a while, but I smoked a lot of weed and drank and did perks and upon other things here and there. But I felt brand new when I let all that shit go. It's like like I said in a stream earlier, you start to realize how much damage that shit does to the body when you don't have it and you stop doing it. It's like, man, when you're withdrawing, that's your body trying to recover from all the damage. Right, Dom?
I guess the question would be, when a person's physically dependent on something, what emotion are they trying to cover up again? Mostly the body could be malnutrition, but a lot of times people, doesn't matter what kind of addiction or dependence that they have, they're usually trying to cover up some sort of emotion that's not developed. So for each individual person, they have to understand what that is for them. But most people only address the physical symptoms.
And that's true.
Mm-hmm.
I made that self-realization like 6 months into doing math. And then I'm like, I can't do this no more. I'm not physically fit for this or any of that. And then when I made the self-realization about the alcohol, I'm like, it's hurting me too much. I gotta quit. And I quit for 4 years.
Mm-hmm. A lot of times the other things that doesn't get addressed, usually alcohol is anger. So a person, blessing in disguise, they're something inside of them is going to actually get themselves in jail because they actually have to be imprisoned because they can't do it on their own. They have to detox. So, but then they treat that I've been in jail for 4 or 5 years as a punishment when it was actually a blessing. You know, the universe works the way it does. You know, a lot of spirits don't understand. They're angry, they're depressed. Smoking is usually grieving. People that do weed or abuse it, it's usually escapism. People that do chemical release through sex, you know, they all have an emotion attached to them somewhere. But most people, hence why you have the word recover. What are you covering up again? Because it's not the physical. Now, the body in itself might have its own ailments. You know, a lot of people have forgotten that you should have a weaning process. You know, that's why women have certain customs know to wean their children with milk for 3 or 4 years, because we're not supposed to be drinking cow's milk or sheep's milk. Our body could tolerate it, but then we wonder why we're not living to 120 years, because a lot of things we've done to the vessel. But some of it could even be mental issues too. So again, there's the emotional and mental part that people usually are just underdeveloped, whatever that may be to that person. They have to go inwards and figure that out. Then they act out. That's what most people do. They act out. They think it's somebody else's fault. You know, it's the government's fault. No, you're angry. Usually some people are angry because they're self-absorbed. Other people are angry because they see the injustice done to other beings. So they got to figure that out for themselves. Not to take away from the chemicals that are in some of this stuff. Sorry, Dean.
Well, I know I'm over alcohol because, you know, at one time in my life, just a mention of a drink made me hanker for it.
Mm-hmm.
And even though, you know, like some people say, oh, I'm going to go and have a beer. And I said, oh, a beer. You know. But I don't even have that anymore. I get that, you know, don't say don't have it. Because I mean, I do a couple of drinks on Christmas Day. But I only had 3 and I had a shot. And that was all I needed. And I just said, I even got down to my last, like, part of my 3rd can and I just stopped. know anymore.
There's
But
a good chance, Dean.
psychologically is a whole different thing. If I'd gone to that because I was angry or because I was sad or anything like that, that would have been a different thing. You know, the psychological part would have been there. Well, it wasn't. You know, so I do know that when I get extremely frustrated, you know, I hear the same thing being said, and nothing changes. Then I get frustrated, and then somebody might say, "Well, just have a beer." And I'm like, what the bloody hell? Let's have a beer. And that's like me giving in. It's like me saying, bugger it, you know, throw the towel in. What the hell? Everybody else is. Why not I? But that again is just the psychological part of yourself that looks for the easy way. Yeah.
Yeah. Stop a baby from crying. Give it a soother. Don't allow the child to express itself. Here's a soother. So think of a beer bottle and you think of a soother. It's the same ideal. How do I soothe myself opposed to addressing it? Frustration, as you're saying, Dean, is a part of anger. You know, we could be angry of our situation, but a lot of times people are angry because that's that child still not understanding the bigger picture. Most people aren't going to understand, even to this day, how does the system work? No. So what they do is they take a caption and say, I don't agree with the elites. And then they get angry. Angry about what? Do you know how it all works? You know, once if a person understands how the system works, they'll be more in awe. Like, really? Is this what they've been doing for generations? Holy fuck, they've been working together. What's the rest of it been doing? We've been puppy mills. We've been scattered. We're idiots. We're too busy caught up in, I'm this nation, I'm this culture, I'm this gender.
Labels.
Yeah, never
labeling
ever
ourselves.
Yeah, never working together, hardly working together, and then bitch and complain about this is not working for me. This is not working for me. This is working for me. I got to keep it a secret from somebody else. It sounds like a bunch of fucking children yip yapping for fucking no reason. But then bitch and complain when they're not somebody understand or explain to them. Well, hey, no offense, guys, but you see that colorful thing up in the sky? How do you think Wi-Fi works? How do you think the atmosphere is going to shift for our advantage of having our fucking cars, our technology? Now, if you're a person that's tribal, you're living not even off the grid, you're just living with nature, they might have a reason to bitch and complain, but they would have to actually come to us and use our technology to be able to fucking bitch and complain.
Exactly. And I mean, most of them just go with the flow. You know, I've been watching a few shows, Borneo and New Guinea and places like this where these people are living as close to nature as they possibly can. But, you know, the world's shifting into their space. They're having their forests cut down. Their food source is no longer available. You know, like in Borneo, wild pigs have been there for multiple generations, and that's their major food source. And when you strip the forest out, the pigs haven't got the tucker to survive, so their numbers reduce, and then you don't have the populace of the food chain to sustain you, so you're going to feel that the weight of that loss.
Enough.
And even though they might not be able to complain about it and they just live with it, they go on, but it's changing their whole lives, you know, it's changing their whole way of life.
Thanks for spelling that, Flora. I just seen it in the back.
Well, I'm gonna get off here, guys. I gotta clean up a little bit before Skylar's mom gets home, so I'll talk with you guys again.
Flora. All right, have a good day.
You too.
Yeah,
later.
Take care, Flora.
Peace.
Later, Dean. Later, Dominic.
Peace, Mesa Melt. Whenever I see Mason Melt in the chat, it makes me think of a sandwich. Like, what's that sandwich called from? Was it Wendy's? I used to eat. It was a Maxi Melt or something. Anyway. Damn. People are tripping today, man. What's today? The 27th?
28.
You heard that? You heard the people yelling outside? I seen a guy the other day. He was so effed up that he was keeled over. And this stuff, this what is it called? Fentanyl. The dude was so messed up on his bike that he wasn't riding it, but he was like on the bike, but he was like keeled over. And he didn't tip over or nothing. It was the weirdest shit. I almost took a picture of him, but I didn't want to. I was gonna show it on here, but then I thought quickly that ain't right. It's bad. Like fentanyl has destroyed everything. All these cities, people. It killed 2 of my friends. It's fucking crazy. What is fentanyl? I know it's synthetic heroin, but I'm starting to think it's like some sort of like a chemical they use in the factory or something. Cause I know it's synthetic, and I know it's they just use they find compounds or whatever you want to call it that act like that act like a Percocet or heroin or oxys or whatever. You know, like that, like Dean said, you don't know what people are cutting stuff with nowadays. They have no morals, or there's no rules to the game. You know, like back in the days, you could find pure cocaine. And no, I don't support drug use, and this is for discussion purposes only. Nowadays, horse tranquilizer, they'll mix anything. You know, it's all about, because they'll get pure stuff and they'll cut the fuck out of it. You know, it's not about quality anymore. It's about quantity. You know, people just want to make the money, so they'll cut the shit out of it just to quadruple their money. They don't care if it kills people or what. They're just about the money nowadays. Back in the days, it was about
sharing the best that you could get. You found
right.
some good LSD, or you found some good stuff, you'd say, hey, mate, try this. It's fucking dynamite. You wouldn't go about cutting it so that they fucking had a bad experience. You weren't even interested in that. You were looking for everybody to have a good experience, right?
Yeah. More like shrooms and weed. Nowadays, you know, you look at the world. When crack hit, it ruined everything. Crack and heroin. I mean, not even heroin, right? More or less, the crack ruined everything, man. Destroyed communities, everything. And that was all part of their plan.
I know people that even just don't deal anything else but bloody marijuana, right? But they'll even buy 2 lots of marijuana, one bad, one good, and they'll put a little bit of good in the bag, and the rest of the fucking it's shit. And then they sell you, and they give you a taste of the really good one. You think, oh fuck, this is good shit. You go home, and the rest of the bag's crap.
Huh. That's fucked up. When I used to do my thing, man, that was one thing. I wasn't out to rip people off. The only thing I didn't like was people would get sick and they wouldn't have money. And they always want fronts. And then you look out for some people and they don't pay you back. And it's like, you know.
I've stopped buying it. I've just stopped buying it. I'm going without
Yeah. It's not
because
even
I'd
worth
rather go without
selling.
than pay bloody big money and then come home with a bag full of shit. No thanks.
Fuck drugs. Now, if we're talking
Fuck
some
drugs, yeah.
shrooms, I need some for my spiritual journey, man. That's religious.
Well, I'd like to find somebody Amanita. And you know, it's bloody crazy. When I
Yeah.
actually found out about it, it was the year that it was. They were everywhere, and I thought to myself, well, you know, I'll go out and get some because I just found out about it. And the bloody season just changed all of a sudden, and they were all finished. And I go, what? So I thought, oh well, it's all good. I'll wait till next year. I'm patient. And
Well,
last
they sell
season
shrooms
came.
here, dude.
Yeah, last season came,
Candy
and they were
bars.
so hard to find. Fucking
Huh.
hell!
You're
Oh,
like, I should have
just
bought it. They sell shrooms now, but they're in candy bars, Dean, and I don't know what that shit is, you know?
yeah.
I'm
Well,
not
that's
gonna
right. I
waste
mean,
$40 on the candy bar and not even feel it. It's like, you know, I have more luck going to a farm and swimming in cow shit, trying to find it.
well, the other thing is too, Chuck, is that I did manage to get hold of some, and it was made up in like a candy bar. It was actually chocolate, and
Yeah, they sell them here.
the guy gave me one. He says, $25. And I said, oh, that's pretty cheap. He said, yeah, well, they're worth a bit more, but I'll give you this one for 25. You can have a try of it.
Yeah, they're 40 here.
Yeah, same here now. But anyway, buddy, so I said to him, oh, well, because buddy, look at it. I thought, well, there's only one way to find out if it's any good. And I just, because I've got, buddy, no teeth, right? I've got plastic teeth, false teeth. Bloody hard to break, and he had kept it in the freezer, so it was solid, you know, solid as buggery. So I got a knife and I cut it all into bits, and I just put it in my mouth and ate the bloody lot. And he says, "Oh, I wouldn't do that." I would, because he's telling me when I was doing it. No, don't do it now. Wait till you get home. I said, "Nah, fuck it. If it's any good, mate, I'm going for it." And I was driving home. I got about probably about 10 minutes away from home. It started coming on, and by the time I got home, it was fucking full into it. I was thinking to myself, fuck it, if I had another hour to drive, I would have been bugging. I would have to sit on the side of the road somewhere. Yeah, and it was worth it. Those ones were worth it. But as I say, like I say, I mean, how can you trust anyone these days? Are they just going to put in a bunch of shit because they want the money? Not they don't give a damn what sort of experience you're going to have.
I wonder how many times the natives would trip, because I heard when you go on a spiritual journey, you don't want to overdo it.
Well, the idea is not to look at it like you're going to get. It's for you to get high on. What you're trying to do is you're trying to heal yourself. You know, I mean, I can see by the reviews I'm getting from different people on the psychedelic side of things, where they're using psychedelics for people with depression, from people with cerebral palsy, and these people who are shaking and they can't even speak, they can't hold anything in their hands because they're just, their whole body's, you know, shaking, and then they have a bloody bit of that, and just like that, it changes their whole equilibrium. you know, and they just start smiling, and their body stops shaking, and you can see that physical locking up of their body has been released. It's been released, and they're now able to relax. Shit, man, I take my hat off to the fact that they're able to do that and get some kind of quality of life, because that's really what we all really want, isn't it? Some kind of quality of life. Has Dom
I would
jumped down?
love, huh?
See, Dom must have jumped down. Later,
No, he's
Dom.
here.
Oh,
I'm
no.
still here.
Okay.
I'm still here. I'm still here.
Okay. Oh, you just changed your picture.
You know, Dom is more a listener than a talker. I always tell people we are given 2 ears and 1 mouth, or 2 eyes and 1 mouth. Why is that? It's because we're supposed to shut up, listen, and watch more than we're supposed to talk. Because talking is serious. You're setting stuff in motion.
Yeah, I'm usually fighting to get into silence. I'm trying to butt into everybody so I can keep quiet. but again, a lot of people have a lot to say.
Well, I don't have a lot to say myself today, actually. I'm pretty bloody quiet, really.
Yeah, I'm going to show that video next time I could share. Come on.
Is that the last one you put out just before you sent the live stream?
No, but I'm going to share the video of the guy and his daughter that go into cave systems all over, and they travel like hours into the earth. And one cave entrance they went in, once they were inside, like the walls and everything, it just reminded me of the inside of a body. Like they were tunneling through the inside of a titan and shit, like through its intestines and all that. That's what the lining of the cave looked like, intestines. And those cave boogers that hang down look like mucus, and or it just looked like petrified.
Are they called polyps? I think those things in the stomach, they're called polyps.
It looked like a petrified anal gland.
But there's, you know, if you, I mean, I've eaten tripe, right? And we grew up on tripe as kids. You know, it was what they called the poor man's tucker. And you know, in the old days, all those sorts of things were poor man's tucker. Now you can't, you know, everything costs money. But the inside of tripe, if you have a look at the inside lining of tripe, and then you compare that to some of the internal cave systems, you can just about see the similarity if you've got an eye for it, right? I know that's what you're meaning, Chuck. Yeah.
You ever see these pictures, Dom? This is the old, I think this is the old, I forgot what station this is, Pennsylvania? It's gone, they knocked it down. The Giants built that. I was showing Dean these pictures. Just look how little the people are compared to these archways. And they say, oh, we built this in 6 months. Or a year. Just for it to stay up 6 months and then knock it down. We can't even build stuff like this today. And you got, that's when it's lit up. And then these I was showing Dom, Dean, these pictures. There's no glass windows. And it reminds me of that video I showed, and they said the buildings didn't have glass windows because the electromagnetic energy, these somatics, I guess the glass window stops it from working. I don't know how true that is. But yeah, there's no glass windows in these buildings, which is interesting. Kimba, we're always ready, Kimba. You weren't here the other day when I had to kick out MC Nemesis. Somebody was trolling and they were disrespecting he was disrespecting the women. I had to football punt his ass out of here. As soon as I said don't block him and this and that, he thought he was king shit and he started disrespecting Candy and Anna Kay and Smoking G Sharp, so I had to boot him out. And then,
Yeah, I started trolling him after that.
Yeah, Kimba's voice came into my head. The men need to start sticking up for the women. Which I've always stuck up for women, but I try to let him go, let him have his freedom of speech, but he dug himself a grave. So I had to make an example out of him.
Sorry, who's that, Charles? I missed that part.
Huh?
Who was that? Sorry, I missed that part.
Oh, that guy that was trolling the other day. He was in the chat just talking shit to, Candy was, I didn't know Candy was erasing what he was saying. I told Candy don't time him out or don't erase his stuff. So then, because I said that, he started talking shit to Candy and Smoking G Sharp, and that's when I said, you know what, I gotta do it myself. And I timed him out. Then he came back, started again. I timed him out longer. He came back, and he was just talking shit the whole time. He was on his Christian religious high horse.
It's always good, nice to tell somebody whether they're ready to hear it or not. How does that serve? Keep repeating it over and over again. Maybe it'll make sense to them. How does it serve? The way, whatever you're saying, how does it serve? Because most of them actually have never been taught to go inwards. So once again, how does that serve? I'm an idiot. True. So how does that serve? It's one of those things. They're looking for attention. No matter what you say, they're getting attention. So give it to them. How does it serve? Leave it at that. I'm not even going to say how does it serve them. How does it serve? Because they could easily be a puppet on a string with some demon playing them like there's no end. So now, question is, how does it serve? Some people don't realize if they change a leaf, there's a good chance something's going to channel through somebody else to see whether or not you're going to say true. If you get triggered, that means you're not ready to change.
That's right. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Hallelujah.
Oh, no. Kim, I already have the chair ready for you in the backstage.
Scott Severini.
Hallelujah. Any word, anything you haven't done you. It's psychology 101, 102, 103, 202. Okay, let me sit down. Hallelujah.
You're doing jumping jacks back there.
Just about. Yes.
Go ahead, hon. Go ahead. Please share.
I'm closing doors to people that want to run amok, closing them, opening this one, closing them. Yes. Here we go. Think I'm a joke.
On you, Kimber.
Yeah. We need to do this. We need to do this right. No more, just respecting. We all have voices. We all have something to bring, right? Yeah. Last I checked.
So Kimba, just in
I
case,
even learned from, people, who even things. Yeah, exactly. Okay.
just in case, Kimba, because I know you're going to go deep. I got my arm floaters on, and I'm probably I'm probably in the shallow end, so I'll probably go on my tippy toes to give the illusion that we're going deep. So
We need some lifesavers.
Dom, you're funny, bro.
Right?
I tried, Dean. I tried, buddy. I know I ramp sometimes, but I want to try even there. Go ahead, Kimba. Please share.
Well,
Yeah,
I was, I go back and forth with going into the void and being alone. And then I go back into distractions, because let's face it, for some of us, we still like them. Okay. I still like them sometimes. Well, I went back into silence again, I guess you would say today. Went back inward real deep. And I had some more ideas come to mind. So here I go. We have cell phones. We have what in jail? That's why I said this is a whole different. I don't know if you guys were talking about anything. This is a whole different thing that came to my mind because I've been learning that. Well, I'm going to build on my own. If
we have cells.
So okay, so listen, cells in jail.
Cell phones are a prison.
Phones. Okay, now that word cell. What are we made of as people?
Cells.
Okay, now we're made of cells. I just had this epiphany while I was taking a shower. So for me, it was meant to be. Ignore the hair. Yes. Cell phones. Cells in jail. Go to your cell. We're going to put you in a cell. Cell phone, cell tower, cell. What do you do when you're in this? You have to go with. You are looking in.
These cell phones are putting you in prison.
When you wait, hold on, Charles. Listen, when you're going inward, you're having to look in at yourself. Damn it! Even though you may think you're looking at everyone else, you're looking at you. Cell. Now, when you sit in a jail, you're sitting in a cell, which forces you to do what? Think. Think. And go inward. So what's with all the cell words going around? Are all these in place? Now this is where I'm going to go deep. Hold on. Are these in place, the word cell? In place to bring us, and this is where I shut my eyes so I don't get distracted, to bring us back into our own body, to make us realize you are the body. Since a lot of us are aware we're not the body, okay? Forces you to go back to you inside you. Look at you. This way we think we are only limited by the body, us being us. But once we leave and step outside the cell, okay, cell phone, the jail, whatever called the cell, you now are leaving your physical body, which is what we already do. And our energy is traveling everywhere else. But we're not supposed to know that. So they bring us back with what? And I love the background, Charles. I do. I love the background. So
I had to change it.
Did you?
Scott Severini said, and YouTube has channels for channeling.
Oh, okay. And I like that back because it goes with like how I'm feeling. So it's in the conversation. So it's like, for me, I feel like a cell, anything a cell, is having to bring you back to make you think you are just of this body. You are of nothing else. You can't go, which confirms you're dumb, stupid, and you need this whole system. So I was thinking that word in the shower, and I was like, cell phone, cells in jail, cells. We're made of cells. That one's even cooler. That one's good. So what do you guys
look at the little guys in the upper right hand corner.
Oh. Oh,
See,
that's
see the two
trippy.
faces,
Yeah.
and they're
It's
reading each other's mind.
It's hypnotizing.
All right,
It
go
is.
ahead, Kimba. Sorry.
But okay, so what do you guys think of the cell? That's all I got. That's all, but like in a roundabout manner. What do you think? Cell phones, cells. We're made of cells. Because this is why I do a lot of thinking on my own. Because I'll go deep on my own, but
if we look at it, the cell phone is a reverse engineered human body. You know, the camera's the eyes, and the speakers are the mouth and the ears, and the camera's also, I just said that, right? The eyes. But we know the phone is reverse engineered from the body. And then if you want to look at it in the other term, a cell phone becomes a prison phone. It can be a prison if you allow it. Anything could become a prison. You don't even need a cell phone to be in the cell. You don't even need bars or a square room to be in the cell. You could be free, to walk miles and miles and miles, but still be within the prison. It could be in your mind. But yeah, cell phones, I think there's good that can come out of them, but they pretty much are designed to be a cell. They're it's like putting you in a cell. You know what I mean? I get what you're saying, Kim, but like people that walk around and their face is smashed into the phone all day long, and that they're imprisoned into the fake digital world. It's like a drug.
Are they imprisoned or do they think they're imprisoned? Because, like I said, remember, you're looking at yourself. In my
Well, they
eyes,
think they're in prison. They're allowing it to be in prison, I mean, it doesn't have to be a prison, but the way they utilize it is imprisoning themselves. Peace, little bunny, foo-foo.
Okay, and that would and then that's why well, people get upset, frustrated if you have you have too much of this going on, you get frustrated, right? But the irony of you looking at yourself the whole time in here. That's the irony. This is what I'm trying to get at. We mirror each other. Everyone mirrors each other. We all mirror each other. So the fact that we all look in here and get all pissed and aggravated at other people when you're just mirroring your own shit, because we've all done the same stuff. You know what I mean? Let's not get too, sensitive over little details, but we all run around and do a lot of the same stuff. We've been hurt, we've been broken, we've healed, we've not healed, we've done. So the mirror effect, to me, it's like we're all observing each other's behavior that we ourselves are capable of and probably do ourselves. And the irony to me is that people get so pissed off. And it's like, really? Are you looking at yourself too much? Oh. Are you looking at yourself too much? Like in the screen? Know what I'm saying? And that's what I'm saying.
Candy.
All right. When I go deep, I go deep. That's why I got to go on my own, because I'm not surrounded by all deep people. I'm just not going to lie.
Yeah, you are.
I had to go deep in my shower. You know what I mean, though.
So if you don't mind, Kim, I was gonna say, if you don't mind, Kimba, I'll pull you out of that 3 inches of water right now, just for fun.
Okay.
Okay. we have batteries that's called cells. Okay, so now we're talking about both something that can be both re-energized and also bring in information. So we can encase it, opposed to like cells, prison cells. You can encase it, embody it. So now we have chips. This is where we get into data. Whatever this vessel is, we're taking down into our cells, if you want to use the word self. You could take down information, and also it can re-energize. So think about a computer. A computer both has Wi-Fi or internet, or even has electricity going to it. It's being fueled energetically and also bringing in information. But again, that's not who we are. So that's just another kind of receiver ideal. So not to take away from the great metaphor analogy of a cell.
Yeah, no, I gotcha. Okay. That's why I like to run it by people, you know, who would, you know. Okay.
That's what Scott Severini said. Each cell in your body puts out 4 volts times billions of cells.
Mm-hmm. This is where people talk about a magnetic
And
plane.
I think, okay, now let me run off.
Go ahead.
Now let me run off of what Scott just said. Think about how over the years the cells, I would say mirror. To me, it might as well be called a cell. The mirror cell. Think of how they progressed over the years. Microwave, TV, computers. Boop, 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 boop. We went from down here on a scale, way the hell up here on a scale, to where a lot of people are, they're now entrapped in that. That's why that's a deep thing. From a microwave, way the hell up here on the mirror level and the cell level.
I'm trying to understand that foreign language called bloop, 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 but I kind of get it.
The elevator. Yeah.
Bloop, bloop. Now, is that like an upward bubble or is it a lower bubble? No, I'm hearing what you're saying there. I guess we can also factor in ages to at that point. Different ages present different things. And in those ages, there's different planetary alignments. So technology does come about based on a lot of those things.
Oh, yeah. Okay, I'm over here like they're just going to keep giving us other ones and bigger ones and big grandiose ones, you know, like because they're not good enough for people, so they keep giving us bigger, grander ones. That's, you know, that's all the stuff going on in my head.
Yeah, the microwave concept, you know, it opens up to the idea that are we not in some sort of energy wave? You know, this is where, you know, whether it's Tesla or whoever, when he says, you know, the fact that he put the word free energy, it's energy. Everything has to be coin operated, whoever's running it here. So, but yeah, energy exists everywhere. It does exist everywhere. Sorry.
What about TVs, Dom? Do you think they give off microwaves?
They give up some sort of energy from it, you know, whether or not it's from the LED, from the screen itself. You know, there's heat coming off of it. That's all energy. That's all energy. So it's just a matter of what we want to perceive as energy. More, it could be subtle energy.
Oh yeah,
waves of energy, and then microwaves are the polluted energy wave.
Say, Charles, if you look at the TV in front of the TV, you see the light come out of it, right? You see the light come out the front of the TV and extends out. It extends out a certain distance. That's the energy field. When that light comes out, you know, it goes. That's the whole energy field of the TV.
And it could be tricking us too, because when you're with a person, you're going to have certain sort of energy when you see it. But now we're only seeing it from a different, like a picture through a screen, we're going to get a different kind of interpretation of it energetically. It's like tricking a dog with an image of itself in a mirror. It's reacting to something that's already programmed in it.
Well, wait a minute. Wait. Okay. I need a cigarette. Okay, wait a minute. Oh, my cigarettes are in here. Okay, I have a question. Yeah, okay. Cigarette. Hold on. Okay, my family would need me now, right? Okay, so you were just saying, I'm sorry, I lost my thought because my family just intruded. What were you just saying again, Dom?
I was saying blue, 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 blue.
Ha 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 ha. No, it
No,
was literally right.
okay, what I was that the back end of it basically, it's when we look at a TV, it's giving us a different variation of an illusion. It's like when a dog looks in the mirror, it's responding to something, but it's more of a program responding to a different type of program.
Okay, I got it. Stop right there. Stop right there. The aura field. When we were talking about like for me, let me say for me, I can read auras around people. I see colors around people. I've always been able to do that. But you were saying like on a device, when we're on a device, look at me. I'm so excited. I just pulled out two. I didn't even, okay. Don't put that down, Kim. Okay. So on technology, are you trying to say like on technology, you can read someone's energy or aura field much differently? Is that what you were saying with that?
I think
That if you're
it would be a lesser
a
version of it. It'll be dumbed down a little bit. You know, if we're, you know, it depends what energy we're talking about. If we're talking about nature's energy, opposed to seeing it through a man-made technology like an internet or a TV, you know,
oh,
like being in person with somebody, you're engaging on different types of energy. But when you're looking at it through these monitors, it's a totally different kind of thing.
okay. I got you. Yeah, it's a different level. Okay. Yes. Okay. All right. Makes sense. Okay.
Now, on
I
that,
got
then there could be even another realm that we can't see. And when it tries to communicate with us, it's even lesser.
Oh, yeah, right. Mm-hmm. Hence, like animals and other species and stuff around you or whatever. And actually, like I could say for me, my dogs and cats interact with me differently. They have been for 3 years now. For 3 years, they've been interacting with me differently. They don't do the whoo, whoo with their heads and do all that. They actually sit stationary still and they look at me intensely. That's all they do. And it freaks me out. So I got to go, do you want to go potty? Normally they're like, now they're just like, and I'm like, do you want to eat? And I'm like, oh, is this a guessing game over here? I'm over here like, okay, eat, pee, poop, outside, play. I say all these words, you know, like cue words to get them to react, and they don't. They're just like, they look at me intensely, and I'm like, then I start playing telepathic games with them because yes, that's where I go. And then I start just thinking. And then as soon as I think what I need them to do, they jump up like, okay, I'm ready, let's go. And I'm like, oh, was I right? Oh, ding, ding. I was. I'm starting to talk to my dogs without using words. Imagine that. I know it got eerily silent all of a sudden, but I like that feeling. The animals are changing. Yes. Okay. Charles got so excited he popped off. Okay, little bunny, you have. Oh, yeah, periodically charge your battery cells to keep it running. And we have to charge ourselves to keep us running. Oh, wow. Oh, I like that, Scott. Energy, frequency, and vibration. Once you understand how it works, you will understand the magic in the universe. Well, folks, this is exciting. Are we all still here? Or are we just waiting on Charles?
Oh, I'm here, Kimbo. Sorry, I just had to talk to
Okay.
Judith for 1 second.
Okay, that's what I never know. Like if my lost connection, if someone is talking, but I just don't hear it, so I just want to, make sure. Okay. Okay.
I'm just sitting in silence.
I'm not used to doing it with other people around me. That's why this is new to me. So I just and I like it. It's very nice. It's comfortable. So I have to get used to it.
Yeah, there's a good chance animals, they might actually be seeing more of our auras or energies. And we just forget that sometimes. Some people probably are more aware than others.
Oh, that's right. They do see your aura, animals do. So maybe they just start picking up on your aura more if your aura starts to increase or change.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Some animals pick up on energy, hence why when people are fearful around an enemy, around an animal, that animal has to go in. It's either, attack, remove, purge, I go with the concept of that there's an unknown realm that's constantly existing. We just get caught up in the permanency of the material.
Oh, okay. So even if your aura energy changes, could change around you because how they're seeing you, sensing you, and all that. Oh, okay. Interesting. Okay. Oh, I like that one. Oh, that came right at my face, Charles.
Yeah, I got a bunch of new ones testing out.
Yeah, oh, good. And you know what that background does too? I'll let you know. It helps you sit more with your energy field and think better. It does for me. That's what I do at night. I gaze off into stuff like this, and that's when I do my thinking and going within and coming up with stuff. So that works good. I like that.
Let's see.
See you, Anna.
Yeah.
That one's cool too.
I just don't like when it repeats itself so fast. Oh, it's too short. But it's all right.
Are you using an app for those? Is it an app you found?
No, they're like short videos or get GIF something file.
Oh, okay.
There's a question. We always look at it and people want to say, okay, what is the shape of the moon? It's craters. But what is it? Like, is it material? Do you think it's material?
No.
Okay.
I don't know.
I had a really good one, but it too much fuck. The really good ones I have too much memory and it won't let me upload them.
Because some people use the word moon and sin as the same word. So when the sun, S-U-N, took up the sin, took up the moon. Again, that opens up the question, what is the sun? Luminaries, bright lights, something to rule over the day and over the night. That opens up the question, what is the day?
Mm.
You know, when they talk about in their scriptures, God rested on the seventh day. It never talked about an ending. So what is the day?
Oh, that's good.
I think there are luminaries up there, and those are what some people would perceive, or when they talk about images. So some people have shared that the possibility they could be projections from another plane. And we're just living in Middle Earth. We're living in 7 continents, dry land, called Earth. The seven-headed beast.
It's an electric universe. Or firmament, or whatever. It's an electric above and below. But, like, I've seen a guy slow down. I've said this before. I've seen a guy slow down footage of the sun giving off. I've never seen that.
True. It's even like lightning when it comes from the below and from top.
Yeah.
And like the clouds, it's like same with the clouds. It could be clear day, and I will sit out in my yard, and I'm hell bent on catching a cloud come out. And all of a sudden, I look away for 1 second, and a bunch of clouds. I'm like, where did that happen? Where did they come from? How did they, there's so many questions about all that.
Yeah, most of us look at what's on the floor. They never look what's on the wall. So in this case, the clouds in the background, what are they and why do they come when they please? Why do they leave? Geez, we must even bring in Jesus. I said the word Jesus. Words like things like Bermuda Triangle. Am I to assume that's a portal of some sort? Or crop circles, both underwater and also on land? That opens up a lot, but unfortunately, we're waiting to be spoon-fed by some sort of dogma, science, or religion. Okay, we're going to be waiting a long time.
Tell lies through the vision.
Yeah.
I remember when someone first said that to me. Television spells tell lies through your vision. I said, interesting.
I remember back in the day, like way, way back when TV
you were
first
never back in the day. You're still 29, Kimba. Don't say that.
I know. Yes. You remember they used to say, stay tuned for your regular scheduled program. Remember? They blatantly said it to us. Stay tuned for your regular scheduled programming, people, because we're gonna program you. And they even, check this out, they even show commercials with people sitting in front of the TV like this. They might as well be drooling at this point, okay? And they're like, and it's a whole family, and they're on this side, and the TV's in front of them, and you see the light rays coming out. That's why I brought up Charles. You see the energy and the light rays coming out, and the family's over here, a whole family in front of the TV, and they're all like, zombified. And they did that way back in the day, and they just slowly got rid of it, because by then we're already programmed. We don't need to know that we're zombies. Now we're sucked in, and now we're already going, all the stuff like about, grab your
That's why I said, we're almost The Walking Dead without the body bag zipped.
Almost. Did you say almost?
Yeah, almost. Just
well, when I say almost, I mean complete. Everybody.
I see the way people act out there. It is frightening. It is like they chase after you, literally.
Well, okay. I'm going to entertain an idea here for you guys. What about the outside is already dead? Just because it moves does not mean it's alive. I see a car move. It's not alive. So maybe what's life is inside, so outside is just a dead form. Like when you look at a tree, you're looking at its bark. Life is inside. I'm even speculating on that. It could just be receivers inside that thing. So maybe they're being sincere when they say, yeah, the Walking Dead, useless mouth breathers.
Oh,
Because-
who's old enough? Oh, I thought you were done.
No,
Sorry.
go ahead. No, go ahead, Charles. Go ahead.
Little Bunny Fufu said, and then they would also throw in, this is a test for the next 60 seconds. And I can remember as a child, the TV stations would go off at a certain time, and it'd be like, beep. They would put that fucking, its symbols would come up.
You just triggered
I
me,
want-
Charles. Charles, you just triggered me with that beep. No.
Yeah.
I wonder, I've mentioned this before too. I could remember, at least in elementary school in the 80s, they would put these headphones on your ears and have you raise your left or right hand when you would hear certain tones. Now they don't do that no more from what I hear, but I don't know what the hell they were testing for.
Well, Charles, there's different kinds of programs. Obviously before the TV, we had the radio programs. Video games are programs. Even let's say porn, it's a program. Same with
Bible.
playing cards. Yeah, they're all even the reading how we read the Bible or any story, it's a program. You know,
Walking down the street.
Yeah, we're always being
Program.
programmed in one way. Now, that's usually the masculine energy, but are we able to be teachable?
Everything. Yes. Oh my God. Look, okay, listen. Let me write off of that, Dom. We're if,
Everything is
think about
uploaded
this,
into your
Dom
brain.
and Charles together. I was gonna say everything out there would be a program then. And if you stop running off of every program given to you, you are doing what? You are doing you. You are doing your own thing. That is forbidden. It is shunned upon. And if you get a bunch of people running around doing their own thing, then what comes into play? More mental diagnoses, which they're pumping out on commercials on the TV left and right. And they're horrendous if you hear the symptoms, because most of us have them. So I sit here and laugh at that. And if we're home,
they call it mental illness.
Away from, and then we got a bunch of people, like I'll say from my house, in my house here, because a lot of us are breaking away from the system. I mean, we're here having to live and deal with the system. But as far as going in public, going places, it's very rare. It's very,
But
very
you
rare.
said it, Kimba.
So in my house, we have clashes of frequencies in our house just because all of us, our family, we're breaking the program. So if you have a 20-year-old breaking the program, my son, I have my mom who's 75, me who's 49, we are all clashing too. And I'm over here like, why is this going on? So what you said, Tom, and then Charles, that makes a lot of sense. Breaking the programming. In my mind, I'm thinking, they're crazy, they lost it. No, we're breaking all the programming. And we're clashing because now we have to rely on us, besides, what we get the help. We have to really go inward. All of us. My whole family's having to go inward all at the same time. And it's making us clash. Okay. I feel lighter.
It's crazy how these mental illnesses, like anybody can have these symptoms. That raises red flags to me because they're just trying to make people believe they have mental illnesses to do what? Bank off them, control them. Anything's a mental illness nowadays.
If I can share with you, Kimba and the guys, it'll be like Siri trying to realize I want to break away. You're still going to feed other programs. And I'll give you an example. You're still going to think that you need to eat and feed that program, which is called the body. The fact that you say you're aging, that's another program. This is the program trying to explain itself. It's kind of like the Frankenstein. So what am I? Your parts. So now who we truly are, we have to realize you're none of those things, but you have to be aware of it. But if you choose that, but I still want to keep the body, I said, then you're still in the program. Those are all programs. Now, the mental mind will have its own program. The emotion will have its own program. The brain, that's the ongoing program. That's what we'll call Siri. Siri thinks, well, then you're not the body, Siri. You're just a program. And I'm even going to tell you, you're not even the board, let alone the data. You're an ideal. You're a concept. This is why we have soul data. That's all gathered. It doesn't go anywhere. It stays here. Unfortunately, go ahead.
No, I'm just saying, you all right, Dean? Go ahead, Dom. Sorry, man.
So this is where awareness comes in, and you observe it for what it is. And some people will become aware of the self, one program, and you'll become aware of something else called the knower. And this is where you get the concept of know thyself, that there's something that's always running that vessel. When you're asleep, when me and you, Kimba and Dean, are talking or hearing each other, we're basically like, but who runs the liquids in the body? That's beyond the lower program called the ego. It's the one that learns languages. But even the program itself has to be conditioned to learn different types of languages. Now, when we hear the concept of going within, it's about because you have receivers. And in that receivers, you're receiving information from somewhere else. This is where people play with the idea of Kabbalah. Your receivers, you're receiving information, whether from your hemispheres, whether from your heart, whether from your sole of your feet, whether from your midbrain, your midgut, which is another brain. And again, then you have to bring in all your stories too, because you're always observing all these different stories. I was a child. Were you? I was an adult. Were you? I actually hurt myself. Did you really hurt yourself? Or is that the program saying, well, I hurt my outer shell? It's a mind fuck, but then again, we are in the mind. Dare not even start exploring the idea of what is air, what is light, what is space, what is time. More times than not, it's usually the intellectual conversation that people have about that kind of stuff. And then they go to university and they get a hobby.
Wow. Yes. Oh, that's deep, Dom. That's very deep. Yes. Because I believe, for me, the further they get us to look away from out there, because for me, if there's a space and something out there, there is. But to me, I see it as they keep trying to take us further. That's when that blue, blue, blue comes in. They keep trying to take us blue, 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 further away, further away from ourselves. And they so far. It took us so far. My eyes, they got us looking out in space. And people are like, oh, what's space? And to me, I'm like, the universe, no, to me, that's in you. But they don't want us to look in us at the planets, also to me, also as the chakras. Instead, they want us to look out into infinite space where all these balls are floating perfectly around and everything's just maneuvering perfectly in sync and everything's good because we're stuck to this thing and we're going to work and have babies and eat and sleep and do all this fantastic stuff. And don't worry, have no fear because we're all that's how I always look at it.
It's kind of like the movie of the Truman Story, where everybody that was in it, the programmers, the people that were the NPCs, were thinking, oh, Truman doesn't know what's going on. And then he kept challenging it to a point where he was able to go to the outer walls and realize it's just a screen. But he was brought to another program. So when people say they want to escape this one, I said, you'll probably just go to another program. And this, I get it. People want to think or feel that, okay, well, I don't like it here. I said, those are your feelings. And where do you think you get feelings from? That's a program. They're not yours to own. They're yours to experience, or you could choose to observe them. Unfortunately, and this is unfortunately, you could tap on it a little bit too much, then you become disenchanted. And then you realize, well, then it really doesn't serve nothing to go to work and fucking have a house, fucking have offsprings, because that's part of the program. This is where I say to people, that's what I say. Some people, if not a lot of people, are realizing you're disobedient to the system.
That's where I get.
Yeah. No, I get it. we're being introduced to technology so we can see other people that are, let's say, financially well off, or they're healthy, or they're attractive, without understanding how some of the program works. So then people start getting jealous or envious or discouraged. I said, but aren't those all programs? Yes, it's all a perception. If people really realize all emotions come from the same source, all thinking come from the same source, then they realize, so what game have I been playing? You've been playing this called division. You think it's polarities, which it could be. But again, that's something they have to go within themselves. Telling me, Dom, you're right or wrong. I said, that's another program. Now, I'm using today's lingual, where other people could say, well, it's the devil, it's parasites, it's entities, you know.
Oh, now that
That's
is
why we
very
have-
deep, right? To say you're wrong or something. Another program, right?
Yeah. Then you have to use the program to explain yourself why I think it's wrong, let alone why I think it's right, let alone I could say right or left, or I could say intuitive, insightful. Yeah, well, the words give it away. You can seek and search with different types of receivers, where people will say, Dom, I read a book. I said, okay, so you've approached it from a scholarly point of view, which is fine. What hemisphere did you use? You know, that's for them. I'm just saying it out loud because I already know for myself where I would be looking at it from. Doesn't mean I understand everything. I'm just aware of those things. And then there's other people who will say, well, I have to apply it. I said, so you need to do one of the actions then. Action, actually, fact. You know, this is why we have the concept of illusion, Maya. It's the play. What do you need when you're in a play? You need actors and actresses. And what else do you need? You need scripts. And I also need you to know how to express it, really sell it to me, make it sound as though you're crying. Yeah, but I really am crying. For how long? You know, how long are you going to be crying for? How long are you going to be happy? How long are you going to be sad? Some people want to become a professional at it. I want to be happy all my life. Okay, well, try cocaine for a while. See how that works for you. I say that jokingly. I say that jokingly, Kimba. You know, each their own.
Yeah, no,
I hope it serves with them. You know, now.
I know.
Yeah.
I know.
And
You know. I know that. You know.
But this is where
I like those little quick.
Sorry, go ahead, Kimba.
No, I wasn't saying nothing.
No. This is where I find it humorous, where people will make it about me. I said, I already go into the premise, most people are self-absorbed. So when somebody makes it about me, I said, that's kind of funny, especially when a person's self-absorbed, and most of them are unaware they're self-absorbed. It's not a bad thing. It's just self-absorbed. You've always lived within that vessel. You never lived outside. So what would it be then?
Exactly. Unaware. I was going to say unaware. There's a bound. There's a boundary between being self-absorbed and I would say boundaries, you know?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. True.
Like you
Thank
can have
you.
boundaries and stuff. Like, yeah.
Mm-hmm. You're not establishing those boundaries.
Like you
You're
still
just being
don't realize it.
Yeah. You're not establishing those boundaries. You're just being aware of those boundaries. I can't go outside of that vessel.
Being aware.
You know, somebody saying words to
Okay.
as long as it resonates with you, Kimba. I'm just sharing words. The words aren't mine to own. This is why when people get offended by words, I'm like, you've been attached to those because they're just words. It doesn't matter what order they come in. Now, a person can say, yeah, but I don't like foul words. I said, therefore, you must be attached to all the pleasantry words then.
Yeah.
This is where they have the concept of attachment.
Words aren't supposed to hurt if you know the deep meaning. Yeah.
They can
Yeah,
they could do something. They can get a reaction out of somebody, but that when that is revealed from within oneself, that's something that's already there. You know, like somebody calling me an idiot. I said, you would have to know what an idiot is to tell me that. Outside of that, they're playing a game with me. They're parroting some word. I said, so what defense game are you playing with yourself? This is me talking inside of myself. I'm not here to tell other people how to exist. That's their responsibility if they have the ability to respond. And if they do, then they can be accountable for themselves. You know, still a fun game when you become aware of it. It can also be interpreted as a sad game.
I'm gonna end this live in like 15 minutes.
Sorry, Kimba. I just want to make sure you were going to drown completely in 3 inches of water today.
She got baptized.
No, she didn't. But with what? With water?
Yeah.
Well,
Isn't that
it's funny. It's funny though because I did just. I was making dinner and I took a shower, and when I was in there, I was thinking about the thing to sell, and I was like, "This is deep," and I was like, I want to share this with somebody. That's why I'm saying as quickly as I think something happens, and like, God, I would like to share this with someone. Who could
Thank
I
you,
share
Bella.
this with? Where there's not other, interjecting energies that are going to shut it down. And then as soon quickly as I get a shower, I get a text from Charles. Where are you? What are you doing? I'm like, oh, I was making dinner and doing family stuff. And then when I come in here, I read the energy, like who's here, who's around. Can I say this? Can I come in? Can I do that? And I was like, yes.
you could say whatever you want when you're here, Kimbo.
Yeah, exactly. Charles.
Yeah, sometimes what we could be doing, Kimba, is shedding veils, or you're just like you have like an invisible book, and now it's actually revealing to you what's written there, kind of a deal. Because a lot of times I wouldn't want to know everything because I know me. I would want to have discernment, and now I know that would be a mindfuck for me. But what I am aware of, a lot of times I put things into me subconsciously. I'll hear things late at night and let whatever's running this vessel constantly play with it.
Well, that's why I was saying, I know I could talk about anything up here, Charles, but it's like, just like Dom said, there are some people that don't want to know too much, don't want to even hear it, don't want to dive that deep, or the old, they might
Well,
go
they're in the wrong
outside
place.
avenues. Put it that way. If you don't have everyone really listening, you know what I mean? Like really listening, you'll have that one person that'll be like, yeah, well, I had lunch the other day, blah, blah, blah. And you're over here like, what?
You're in the wrong
I'm
place. Because we're open-minded and deep thinkers here.
Yeah.
And you monitor that, George.
My feelings on my face. That's what I had to steal. I'm the one that would be like, wait a minute, where did we just go? Well, get back on the bus, buddy. Get on the bus. Get back on the bus. I have to contain that. I have to hold it. So I have to feel the energy in the room.
Kimbo's like me.
You know what I mean, I have to
we look at things from every angle.
I gotta be like, is this safe? But no, don't give me. But Charles, remember, don't get me wrong. I also play both sides of the coin. I will also walk up in the environment, step my foot in poop, like I like to say, and feel it out. But then I know how to get out of it. I'm comfortable, and I get out of it. But I do it to get what I need, like information, something, I need to get certain keys for things I need to figure out. Because let's face it, we're not in a world like that's a utopia where you can go wherever you want and get the information you need and be unbothered. We're not there. So to me, we're still in the world of I call snakes. And we gotta get through all that to get the right stuff and pick it out and put it in our backpack, and the other stuff can fall away. That's how I see it. Fall away and we grab the right stuff. That's how I look at it.
Little Bunny Fufu said, they want us looking everywhere except within to search for our soul. I agree.
There could be people that have done it, but most of our own immediate community do it. You got to go to work, you got to go to school. That all is encouraging the external search. It's usually when a person's locked up and realize, oh, I'm in a prison within a prison, if it is a prison to them, or somebody that gets sick and they have to be tied down for a while. It's like a wild bull has to be tied down just so long enough to realize you've been playing this illusion unaware. Now you can still play it aware. I get it, even when we say concept like open-minded, I would hope that other people understand there's many variations. Being receptive-minded, being narrow-minded, open and close are just two of them. So, Charles, you do a good job monitoring who you share with and who you allow in. But unfortunately, a lot of people come in with their wounded me, opposed to Are you here to be of service outside of yourself? Because you do benefit if you serve others. But for most people, it's me first. And usually more times than not, it's me only, which is fine, as long as you're aware of that. But for a lot of people, they're not. It's like when people talk to me about money. Money, Dom, is the only line. I'm bottom line. I'll say, I'll find out in a short period of time if it's the only line for you. Because I'll ask certain questions, and then when I do, I go inwards. The one thing I need them to do is to validate what I've already heard inwards. But most people aren't honest with themselves, and then they say shit like, oh, it's the truth. I said, you don't got a clue what that energy is. Coming out of your mouth, you're parroting it now at that point. Now, they might think I'm full of crap.
Parroting, I like that. Parroting. Mimicking.
Yeah, we are. Well, unfortunately, we're always insulting some sort of creature. Be a sheep, be a duck, be a rabbit. No, we're human beings. But I get it. They want to use it. Those species are actually staying true to themselves. Parrot's job is to parrot. A sheep is to follow. A rabbit. To me, when somebody says, I'm going down the rabbit hole, I said, why do you want to go downwards? Be a bird. Get a bird's eye view. Oh, I forget. You're one of those little ego people. You're in a little glass bubble, which is fine.
Excuse me.
I like that.
Mm-hmm.
Damn. Hiccups.
But a lot of time, guys, it is challenging for people to go inwards because then they realize there's a little bit of a battle that has to go on, And that battle is usually with a lot of programs. And then we start thinking it's my parents' fault. It's my community's fault. No, that battle's inside, especially when you're of a certain age and of a certain awareness. If you're trying to earn it, then that whole ideal of steel sharpens steel, that's from within. None of this fucking bullshit crap outside. I'm going to fight other people. That's wasted energy.
Gotta always look within. Start with self.
Always. And even that, the self is just a program. Once you realize it and you got yourself in order, you'll start hearing yourself say things like aware of the self, loving the self, not the other way around, self-aware, self-love, self-help. That's the ego running. That's the child running the house.
I was going to say, you start healing, Dom. You start healing. Yeah, you start healing. You start feeling better. I'm not going to lie. You want a good comparison? Alice in Wonderland.
Mm-hmm. That's a good example.
Okay, I'm not going to joke. Look, I'm going to share something deeper real quick. If you've taken, let's say, pharmaceutical pills, if you haven't done stretches and all that your life, okay, and I'm living proof of, say, accidents or whatever, and you messed up your body in certain areas, okay, you shrink. We're always looking over like this at a phone. When you start getting rid of all that crap, and like you say, get on inward, and to address all that stuff is hard. I don't wish that on anyone. I will say that because I do it here every day for a while. I know why people don't want to do it. I go back and just every little thing. When you start to heal, guess what happens? Your body gets longer. That's right. Your body gets longer. And my neck has gotten up more. The energy I'm working on getting out of my hands and arms and back. I actually one day was like, I'm feeling taller over here. Why am I feeling taller? For some reason, I feel taller. Just like I can almost see. I was almost blind at the back. I've been healing so much stress and trauma. My eyesight's coming back. So I'm getting taller. Even my body is taller. When it was squishing up like this. Because even, I could go so deep, but it would take so long. You know what I mean? So I think Alice in Wonderland, pills, all that crap to make it, ooh, dumb, stupid, ooh, like that. But if you're not on all that, you're a big, tall, powerful being. Yes, that's right. Okay.
Well, Kimba, we were in bigger forms before, so you don't really know how big we really are. There's the healing, and then there's the awareness. To heal the vessel that eventually is mortal and it's going to perish, that'll be like having the conversation with somebody that was born in a wheelchair. Is it really about healing the vessel? Is it really about tending to the emotions? Awareness is awareness. It's kind of like once you observe it, it will shift because you've learned your lesson, whatever that may be, if there's a lesson to be had. But I get it. Some people take pride in, well, look at my vessel, it's healthy and all that. But meanwhile, they're like ignorant as a doorknob. Where opposed to awareness, you would realize, is if my responsibility to take care of something that I observed opposed to something I experienced. Nothing, not to take away from that experience. This is where we talk about experience opposed to observing. And again, I'm the person that shares awareness. I'm not here to tell people how to live their lives, let alone how to be healthy, let alone how to be harmful. Some people teach other people unaware how to be unhealthy. Eat your food really quickly. Go to work and overstretch, for example. Some people can overstretch, but there is energy and all that stuff. I'm not going to denounce the fact. And if that brings value to you in this particular case, you, Kimba, all power to you. But again, there's a difference between healing and awareness.
Okay, that's
Because
interesting.
let's say you're the kind of person you keep saying yourself over and over again, I don't want to be here anymore. Well, then why would you spend time worrying about the vessel, healing the vessel? Unless you want to be one of those religious people that could turn around and say, okay, so when you move and go to heaven, are you going to be when you're 20 years old, 30 years old, 40 years old, or it has nothing to do with the physical? Things to ponder. I'm not saying that's person's purpose, the reason why they're here.
Yeah.
I would assume if I wanted to, if we all had the same we all came at the same point, we don't have horoscopes, we all have the same different blood types, we all have the same appearance and all that, but that's not the case. So therefore, we might also come here for different reasons and different purpose. Me and Charles can't bring our sports collection if we go somewhere else. But they're enjoyable when we're playing it. It can also just be a distraction. It's what you put into it, But then again, what we end up doing is we start to justify why we have. Well, they're only cards, they're only coins, they're only dolls. That's justifications, and we could do that for anything. Think about wars. How many justification it is for wars? How many justification is it for anything? That's the perpetual defense and attack game going on, whether people are aware of it or not.
Wow.
Again, I'm in 2 inches of water, by the way, Kimba, so you're a little bit thicker than me. You're probably in 3 inches. So you could pull me out. You could pull me up, but I got my arm floaters.
Oh, I'm always in deep water. It's finding the people to go that deep too, without that utter weird look or like, oh no, no, we ain't doing. Yeah.
I had a buddy the other day sharing with me when I talk about air. He goes, "You're talking about skinny water, right?" I said, "Oh, I'm in skinny water now." So we are deep then.
Skinny water. Okay.
You got it, Kimba.
Yes.
So technically, you are in deep water then, if we're going to call air, prana, skinny water.
Did you go live earlier today, Charles?
Yeah. I figured.
Oh, I was on my yard.
Yeah. I figured I'll go live again for a couple hours. About to end it in a minute. About to get something to eat and just Chill out. I'm looking at these
Relax, yeah.
pictures of these mountains. It looks like they 3D printed the sides of mountains. Very interesting.
Hmm.
Yeah, thank you, Dom,
Yeah,
Kimba.
I did.
You haven't come by in a while. I know you're busy a lot,
painting
but I
a bit
appreciate
more.
you coming
hey.
by. Kimba and Dean. I think Dean fell asleep.
No,
Oh,
Dean's way over talking with his silence. It's hurting me now. Thanks, Dean.
Yeah, Dean fell asleep.
Hmm.
He's there.
Thank you, Candy.
Deafening.
And Bex.
Thank you, everybody. That was fun.
And
Yes.
Flat Earth Nation. Little Bunny Fufu. Scott Severini. Anna
That's
K.
cute.
Mind's Eye.
Just to hear you say it, Charles. I'm sorry.
What, Little Bunny Fufu?
Say it again. Say little bunny foo foo again for me. Say little bunny foo foo.
Fufu.
I'm sorry. It
Mason
sounds cute.
Mel. Lonnie.
Yeah, that's a cute name.
Peace to everybody.
I like blue, blue, blue. Blue, blue, blue. That's like a skip in between, you know, like talking philosophy of life, and all of a sudden I hear Kimbo, blue, blue, blue. Oh, I missed that part.
I know.
What time is it over there, Dean?
Bye.
Oh, it's early for you.
Hey, Charles. Go ahead, sorry, Dean.
Thank you very much for
Huh. I like that cat picture. Well, I guess Dean exited. Maybe he's not in the right mind state.
He was being in silence. By the way, Charles, we have people that are flat earthers. We have people that are globalists. I wonder if we could start our own group, maybe call ourselves Triangle Clouds.
Uh,
And then we can support, you know, like we can go around hunting down all clouds that kind of look very triangle-ish.
we should call ourselves Here and Now, like Lonnie's channel, Here and Now.
I didn't know
We're in
Lonnie
the
had a
present.
channel. Oh, he has a channel called Here and Now?
Or well, he uses a handle
Oh, okay.
name Here and Now. But like all these labels, man. It's just label upon label upon label. And then
Mhm.
I started to wonder, what's up with all these labels? Can't we just be who we are? We gotta obtain all these stupid labels.
Probably feeds into the future, or if not now, bot program, because then we won't know who everybody is because we're using all these alias names. You know, opposed to using your name, at least you can trace that. I'm pretty sure the program understands who everybody is behind these fictitious names that we give each other. But even that, our names are probably fictitious too. Yeah. I'm going to jump off myself, Charles. Thank you again, my friend. Have a beautiful night, and I will be sending it off tomorrow. And once I get the tracking number, I'll give it to you.
All right, Dom, thank you, and have a good night.
Much love.
I appreciate you coming up. And Dean, thank you for coming up, bro. I always appreciate when you come up. Hang in there, bro. Never give up. We're all warriors in our own way. Life's like a roller coaster, a seesaw, a pendulum, and whatever else. Peace, Bex. Peace to everybody. And I will see y'all tomorrow in the morning. I'm out. Peace to the gods, the goddesses, the kings, the queens, the peasants, whatever fucking label people want to use. I'm out.